podcast is intended to be entertainment and a tad educational. Do not take anything we say to heart. We are not comedians but plan to laugh with us or at us. If you disagree with what we have to say, make sure to bring it up in the comments so we can gain views with your tears. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back, y'all. Episode 13 of Adrenaline Junkies podcast. It's been a crazy couple weeks. About to be a crazy weekend coming up. Pretty excited about it. So first off, as always, we want to thank our sponsors, Solar Control Window Tinting. They do any type of tinting from commercial vehicles, personal vehicles, buildings, airplanes. They're also a sponsor for the Solar Control Shining Star. We can't thank them enough for being on board with us. Jessica Ritchie and Archie Campbell, all of our honorary mothers besides Jarrett, it's his real mother. They stepped up first and gave us the support we needed to get this off the ground. So, of course, we can't thank them enough. TNT Fab, Tyler Williams, he's got all kinds of products coming out. He just released some strut risers. He's got fix-it plates, bumper kits, Watts link conversions, anything you can think of. He does stuff outside of Derby, yard signs, benches. If it can be made with metal, man's pretty much got it covered. Babs Custom Signs. They do all of our printing for us. They do our stickers. They're doing a deal where if you get a roof sign or a door wrap from him, part of that goes back to help fund us. So we can't thank Jason enough for that. Then we got Hayes Performance. Jeremy stepped up and helped us a few shows back. He does any type of performance work, building motors, tuning cars, anything you can think of. Jeremy will be your guy for that. So we appreciate him. And we got Pack a Punch Creations. Carla helps me with some of my design work. She's awesome. She can draw anything, and she does it all by hand when I'm trying to do it with puzzle pieces pretty much. She can just draw it and send it to me. So she's awesome. We got Wicked Derbies. Their show in Tennessee's got registration open right now. We're excited to get down to that. It's going to be a fun one. It's this fall, so their next show will be in October. So stay tuned on their Facebook page for all those details. We got Coyote Customs, which is me. I make the merch. So
This guy does more than merch, but
that's all Coyote gets credit for. The rest of it's adrenaline stuff, but whatever. Picked up a few more this past weekend at the Derby Expo. Those are in the works / yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
details getting ironed out.
Yeah. So we'll go right into it. Last weekend was the Demolition Derby Expo. Super cool event. The vendor selection was like no other I've ever seen. It was all indoors. They had breakout sessions over safety equipment. Just seeing those kids be the feature of an event, it was just too cool. Me and Jason ended up going down. Everybody else had other stuff going on. We didn't stay for the show. We walked around, talked to a lot of the vendors. I picked up some stuff I was needing. Jace picked up some stuff for some buddies that couldn't make it up, but all around awesome experience. I got to talk with the dad of one of the guys driving in the youth full-size class. Kid's name was Pierce Robertson. They're out of Virginia. I believe they ended up finishing second. This was one of the cleanest rides I've ever seen. You could tell dad knew what he was doing. He said boy was out there helping him the whole time. We got talking to him because we noticed that there was like fire curtains on every hole in the firewall. The fuel lines had fire wrap around all of it. And I was like, I understand it's your kid, but like, what made you do safety being a big topic in Derby world right now? We was just intrigued. He said he had a training explode on him a few years back, and he was in the hospital for like 5 weeks, off work for several months, just burn up. But it was cool seeing him take the time to not be scared of the sport and put the time and effort into protecting his boy, so they could go out there and have a good time, which was awesome to see the results that came out of it. It was pretty cool talking to them, talking about the differences between Indiana derbies and Kentucky derbies versus Virginia. A lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences. So it's just cool seeing the different aspects of all that. So it's good making a new buddy up there. Yeah. I asked his mom, I said, "Are you more nervous or is he?" And I believe the kid was 10, like super young. He said, or she said, "I wasn't nervous, or he wasn't nervous till he got here. So, but I think my nerves still overweigh his." And they was taking family pictures in front of the car and stuff. And he's like, "Mom, I'm here to drive, not take pictures."
That's right.
So I can respect that. It was pretty cool meeting him. But yeah. So some of the vendors that were there, they had K-Pro, Pedkey both, Simple Solutions, Smash It Derbies was there, White Boys Designs, which I sent you guys those pictures. They've got some cool stuff going on. We're hoping to add to the backdrop.
Seen Robbie got his put up.
Yep. Robbie's got his put up. Smash It had theirs laying in the shop.
Yep.
Which Robbie's garage is cool.
Yeah.
If you ever noticed, it's kind of like on the corner, and
It's very old school.
Yeah.
Like go back in time whenever you see his stuff. So it's very cool seeing all that. I talked to White Boy Designs and told him that we was definitely interested, and I should have hit him up so we could picked it up at Bash, but I'll make a special trip up there to get something like that. It was very cool.
Yeah.
So he's on Facebook. If anybody hasn't seen it, check those out. He's got some cool stuff going on. And we'll bring him up when we start talking about Bash here in a minute too. But while we was up there, I got talking with Robbie with Simple Solutions and Twisted Metal Motorsports. He's all of Simple Solutions and a big part of Twisted Metal. And we had talked to him several times before about getting him involved in the show and trying to get all of us working together to make the best of this experience for both parties. And he gave me some details. I don't know how public they are, but he may talk about it. So
Hit him with it.
Bourbon and Beyond. Bourbon Beatdown will be Easter weekend of next year. So April 3rd and 4th. It'll be 2-day show, Friday and Saturday. That's confirmed, which he said this is all set in stone, but we know how big stuff works. So if wrench is thrown, that's what's changing it, not anything under his power. So April 3rd and 4th, we're going to do 2-night show, Friday, Saturday. Friday night, they're still working on the schedule and what's going to be on both days, but so far what's confirmed, there'll be 2 heats of mowers on Friday, and Saturday there'll be a consolation and a feature for mowers. As good of a show as they put on last year, he said this is why we're doing it, to give them the showcase that they deserve, because they did so well at putting the show on. So that he wanted to make extra room for them to enjoy both nights of it, which I completely full-heartedly agree on.
I have watched mowers since they started that, and I have never seen any that went that fast.
Yeah, that fast and wide open. I mean, that was a huge track for them. So,
like, I mean, I've back in the day when they first kind of brought them on, Carrollton, Kentucky had them one night, and they did 100% payback, and they had like 72 of them. It took forever just to pull them all on the track, but they were more like a modified style, and they hit, but they just weren't really that fast. And those ones that they had when we were up there, they were so fast. I'm like, somebody's get killed out here. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, hey,
they're having fun. That's what matters, putting on a show. So that's all the details that I'm authorized to release. But as they come in, he's going to feed us on what gets ironed out as it does. So,
which we all know, shows for that time of the year, the main stuff doesn't really get ironed out till August, September.
Yeah.
So
Think
Still
about it,
plenty of
we're-
time.
Yeah, we're like basically still a year away from that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's awesome that he's been able to get anything lined out already, let alone.
The main thing, which was the issue for this past year, why it kind of got thrown out there, was they couldn't lock down on a exact date they were going to have it. So the fact that he already has that's huge.
Yeah. So that's going to be big. He's got a big show in the works for this fall. I saw some details released on it. I don't have those in front of me, so I don't want to speak on it too much. But that'll be another good show. I plan on trying to be at. He's got several fair shows coming up. So we'll be pushing those as they get closer. But yeah, check out Twisted Metal Motorsports on Facebook. They've got all kinds of stuff going on, big and small and everything in between. So the Simple Solution side of Robbie, I picked up a bunch of parts from him. He's by far one of my favorite vendors I've ever picked anything up from, reliability wise, and it's the stuff that I wish I could fix this issue, and he comes up with the simple solution on how to fix whatever issue it is.
Mm-hmm.
So before we left, he called us over and said, "I don't care what you do with these. Let's do something with the show and get it out there." Let me. I'm digging down in my treasure chest. So Robbie provided us with water neck for a 4.6. Does the oil filter delete and shortens the water neck, so you have room on these 4.6 gut and go cars. So we're going to put a giveaway together for that, and he gave us a Camry simple solution kit. It's got 2 water necks in it, an EGR delete, and a water. I don't remember what this one was. Water block off.
He's got stickers.
Yeah, I added the stickers.
We love stickers.
Yeah, I added the stickers. I should have grabbed a handful of them. But we will be putting together a giveaway for both those products. So we got a full size gut and go, or I guess you could run it in any class, kit, and a kit for the mini guys. So stay tuned. We will be putting together some kind of giveaway for those here soon. So Robbie, thank you for everything you do for us and the sport as a whole.
We greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Oh yeah, Jordan, I got a Simple Solutions t-shirt.
He told you he was working on me one.
I got a hat. Does that count? I've had a hat for like 2 years.
I don't ever catch him anywhere. And then when I have, he's like, yeah, I'm out.
Dang it. No, he actually gave me that hat at Spring X when y'all ran.
Yeah.
We went and ate dinner. The next morning, I walked over, go to the bathroom. He said, "Hey." He said, "Here, take this." I was like, "No, let me get you something for it." He's like, "No, take this." He's like, "You need it." I was like, "All right, I need it."
Need something to cover up that hair.
Your brother's
Actually-
golfing right now.
Yeah.
I called him.
I'm getting
here.
updates.
Actually, Spring X was like the first time I had really hung out or talked to him. And he was there, had his parts and everything up there. And then when we had to make changes to the car, he had just cruised over and was just kind of hanging out. I think him and Joel had some parts to like trade out or whatever. And he, no questions asked, just jumped in and helped us on our cars.
Yeah, that was probably one of the first times I ever met him too. And,
Yeah.
and it was super cool because not only did he just help us that time, but like he was there almost the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
And then after we cut everything and we decided we were going to go back through inspection the day after, when we all were like, "So we're going to eat." He's like, "Where y'all going to eat?"
yeah.
He goes,
I actually,
"I'll just drive right behind you." I said,
yeah,
"All right, let's go."
yeah, that was cool. We shared a table. Me and Mo did.
Yeah, that's right.
Mo
Poor
and I shared a
Robbie.
table with Robbie.
Down.
That was when you all told him it was my
Yeah.
dad's birthday.
Poor Robbie.
Gene.
That was actually Mo's idea. Robbie agreed with it, and of course I had to agree with it. You know, so
That's awesome.
As soon as it happened, he obviously turned to all of us at the table. I'm like, "We've been right here with you the whole time. It wasn't us." And he goes, "I know who it was." He goes, "I don't know which one at that other table, but it was one of them." I'm like, "It wasn't us."
yeah,
Cat's out of the bag. It was Mo.
super cool experience meeting him, hanging out with him.
Yeah, he's super awesome. Every time I bet we stopped and talked to him probably 10 times last weekend, and every time he'd have a customer in line. And as soon as he was done, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go talk to these guys." And he'd come over, show us something, tell us something a little bit different.
He's full of information.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot of, kind of like you said, though, the stuff that everybody wishes, hey, I wish I could come up with a way for this to be done, or how do I do this, or whatever. He does the stuff that some people don't really want to screw with.
Yeah. And I think every time I've seen any product he's released, I've never seen it on the market before. And then unfortunately, shortly after that, you'll see it at every vendor booth.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's the one leading the way to give all these other guys ideas to make their money, even though I don't agree with it.
He's done a lot of homework and
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Yeah. He was telling me about some products that he's testing right now. I'm super excited about. I'm not going to release until he does, but he's got some cool stuff in the works right now too. So it's super awesome seeing the innovation that's coming out of that garage. We was talking about how much time you put in to this stuff, and me and him got talking about me doing my side business and this, and he said it doesn't get easier when you take it full time. He said the only issue that you lose is your 8 to 5 job is gone, but now you've got a 12 to 12 job
which is no joke for him, because I'll see his Snapchat, like
he's heading to the shop. He is usually on the road whenever I'm headed to work too.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
there's no telling what time.
Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
But then not only with all this, then he boats, but then he's also a part of Track Shot.
Yep.
And I mean, they might be in Ohio, one of the Dakotas. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah. So he's not going to Bash. He's going to be with Track Shot at
The
Maple City. Man.
Yeah.
So we won't get to hang out with him next weekend.
That's a derby I think you're going to see a lot of guys at too.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of videos, and I know a lot of guys that are going to do that. And Bash, but
I checked the drivers list for the team show, and there's quite a few good teams.
There's some big names out there going for the that show too. So
yeah, that'll be one to tune into. I'm gonna go ahead and text. We got a special for you guys here in a second. So
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, he is special.
He is special.
But
hey, Frankie's watching us. We're talking about the expo, Frankie. Thanks for the invite, Frankie Guy. He sent us an email personally inviting us. So I felt beyond obligated to go, and I'm so glad that see some big release that we went. Super cool show. The building, the whole facility was just incredible. But yeah, it was awesome seeing those kids be in the spotlight.
Next year we will be there full tilt, with a booth and everything. And just he sent us the email when we were at Spring X, and we kind of all just sat down and talked about it. And not that we weren't wanting to, it was just a matter of
kind of already had some prior stuff going on.
We wanted to make sure we did it right.
Yeah,
of all things, So
it's definitely already in the talks for this coming year, though.
Yeah.
We got a tad bit of time to actually plan stuff out.
Yeah. So I got to talk to the Smash It guys, Junior and Tim. First time I ever got to meet them personally, and they are both hilarious. I mean, I laughed the entire time. They're nitpicking each other, just what father and son do in the garage, but they get to do it with what they enjoy all year long and all these different shows. So it was super cool getting to meet them finally. Like we see them interact with us on here, but it's not the same as in person. Yeah, I noticed you was busy, Frankie. We know how that goes, so we definitely appreciate the hospitality. I've been in the hospital too much this week, apparently. But yeah, it was awesome. You work at one. That ain't even the same. But yeah, it was super awesome. So I got to talk to those guys. Asked them if there was anything they wanted us to push in particular. They didn't have anything other than just the show itself. So with that, we've got a guest for you guys today. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Charlie, you ready? Oh, I kind of.
Boo! Oh, sorry. He's on.
Can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, we got you too. So what you up to, buddy? You got your car done?
Yeah, I got it mostly done. Just gotta bolt everything down and load it up.
There you go.
Spray paint it 4 more times.
Yeah.
At a minimum.
Yeah.
Hey, he told me a solid 2 months ago, maybe. He sent a snap. Car was in the process of being built, and he said something about going to Bash unpainted. And I said, there is no way. He said, I bet you $100. I said, I'm not. I don't really want to do that because I know just $100 you will go non-painted, but we all know how you are.
So for those of you who don't know, this is Charlie Roby. He will be running that Bash for Cash in the youth division. Had a pretty good year there last year, didn't you?
Yeah, for the most part, just enjoying the big runs.
Yep.
Previous winner from last year.
Yeah.
Are you ready, to say the least?
I mean, I guess.
That's not very reassuring. You need to be like, well, yeah, I'm ready. Of course I'm ready.
Are you excited?
I mean, I am a little bit, but I get more nervous about the day before.
That's how it works. Closer it gets, the more the nerves, the anticipation of it all, they come into it. So how many years have you been running, Charlie?
About 4.5. I started at Bash, mini cars.
Oh, God.
Ouchie.
It's all right. Ain't a single person in here can say anything either, so.
Keeping my mouth shut. I ain't fueling no fire.
Yep.
So we know your number's 18 and a quarter. Your dad runs 18. Daryl runs 18 and a half. We all have taken our family numbers and interpreted it in some way. It's cool seeing that you do the same. First ran that number. Both of those out on the track. You've been out there with them. It's super cool seeing the tradition in the family. You guys are all super close. Your dad is more involved than about any other dad I've ever seen in your builds and your runs. What's the coolest part of Derby and for you? Is it shop work with dad or?
I mean, for the most part, there's a lot of time that goes into them, but enjoying building the cars, working on the cars and everything. I like talking to him about builds, old builds, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows he's got stories for days. He'd
A lot
back
of
years and
stories,
years.
And he's a storyteller.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's run back in the day, but Chuck's also ran with the stuff like we have today. So he's seen how the sport's changed,
The
progressed.
evolution,
Yeah. He's seen stuff that maybe is drawing the sport back for some people or helping. I mean, he's seen it all.
Yep. What's your favorite Derby memory altogether? Like, not even if it's you in the car or you in the car, your favorite Derby related memory.
Well, it's got to be the time he ran on the track with me. I mean,
Well,
it's got to be.
Womp womp.
I was gonna say Paoli. I've had a lot of good memories, but one time we ran Paoli. It was me and Jarrett and Lloyd, and it was heats and feature, and I was kind of scared and nervous because I'd get a heat by myself, but I'd pull a heat with Jarrett and Lloyd,
Oh,
and
I got a heat by myself.
and turns out Lloyd actually got Mad Dog, and I was kind of sad that I didn't, but I uh I really enjoyed that heats and feature, especially in the feature when it got down towards the end.
I didn't.
Yeah, those experiences when you not only do you get to run with your buddies, but you bring it down to your buddies. Those definitely are most impactful for the memory bank. So yeah, it's definitely cool to see. So you ran Spring X too. I know it didn't go quite as how you wanted. What was your overall take on that weekend? I know Coop had some bad luck right off the bat, so it put you down a man. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, overall, first couple of days was very nice, relaxed. Uh, and then we got, I think it was 20 minutes or 15 minutes to do whatever we wanted to the car, like creasing wise. And that was fun because people that just jumped in didn't even ask, just jumped in and helped, even if they were friends or not friends, they just jumped in. And that's really nice when you have people just jumping in whenever and helping.
Yeah, the big
But
Boston Coop,
yeah,
Charlie.
Yeah, all of them there together.
AJ was a lot
So
of help.
that was my favorite thing from the entire weekend is that 20-minute block of just seeing you guys work your butts off on these cars. I mean, there was adults around to be able to kind of guide you and bounce questions off of, but watching you guys take control of your own work and making cars how they needed to be before you go out there. Um, like I'm getting cold chills just thinking about it, how all you guys worked together and got all the cars done. You didn't just focus on your own. Each of you was bouncing car to car, helping each other. Even you and Coop were helping Boston. Boston was helping you. Seeing kids that aren't even on the same team helping their competitors. I absolutely loved that whole part of it.
It's what we've talked about. I mean, it's crazy how you all can be going onto the track to go against each other, but in the pits, guys will help.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like that when it's a single person run too. You bounce off your buddies and everything, but I think the mindset's a little different when you're at a team show that it's me versus us versus the world.
Right.
So seeing you guys bounce off like that was pretty sweet. So you got any other big plans for this year?
I mean, other than Bash, I'd like to hit a couple big shows. Youth Nationals. I'm hoping to get nominated top 10 at Bash again.
Yep.
That's a big show for me. That's up in Pennsylvania. And then
Moving to Ohio this year, isn't it? Is that going to be on the courthouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'll be a little bit
And-
closer for us.
Yeah, that might be something we can make the trip up there.
Yeah,
That one.
I think that'd be really cool.
That beats Pennsylvania.
Because that's where Bash used to be. That's
Mhm.
a cool place.
Yep.
yeah.
But you going to do any local shows or anything like that too, if you've got time?
Yeah. I got a couple setups ready to go. I mean, like Gut and Go, Dustin Cross's shows. I'd like to venture out to Paoli, some of his shows locally.
Yeah,
But
Which you call them local, but I mean that's kind of a little bit of a hike for you, even. But really, I mean that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
most local to you, I guess.
yeah, other than going to like the youth shows, that would be local for me because not a lot of people run around here. I mean, Carrollton and Owenton, that's about 30, 40 minutes away, but that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
As far
Sorry,
as
my
Bash-
comments were shut off.
As far as Bash goes, what's your expectations? What are you looking for out there?
Well, I mean, it's always a blast out there. I mean, 3-day show. but I'm hoping to come back and win it again, but mostly have fun.
Yeah, I mean that's always the goal. You don't ever go planning to finish well. So it's definitely going to be a fun time. We'll be out there camping with you. Probably get some content.
Charlie's not allowed to drive any golf carts. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that didn't go very good.
You didn't get on my golf cart.
What day is their run?
They run Saturday.
Charlie, how
Pretty
many
sure.
how many
It's at the
cars
end.
are in your heat? Did you tell me earlier?
They're supposed to be like
Roughly.
55, but roughly around 30.
The power wheels are at 3, so I think Charlie can take that one.
Yeah.
Had to, buddy. Had to.
I think he told me. Yeah, right there.
Oh, yep. Youthful
They-
classes.
Yeah,
So
they
last class
moved them
of
to
the
end of the night on Saturday.
cool.
So Charlie, I'll ask. Are you gonna do anything? Are you gonna do something?
That's. I was sweating bullets right there.
Yeah, here we go.
So,
I mean,
are you going to drive
play-
like Jarrett, or are you going to do something? Is what he's really
Ooh.
saying.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I plan on laying back for the most part, but the 5 gallons kind of got me iffy. But
Is there a fuel limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was
So
5
they're-
gallon.
Was it also 5 this past year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go into that. Does that make you? You had an interesting drivetrain choice last year with the 4.6. Did you follow that same path this year? Or?
yeah, because we ran. It was around 2 hour mark, and I still had like 2.5, 3 gallon.
I feel
So
like that's
I
kind of one of
figured
those
if it,
things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if it worked, I'm just gonna go back with the same setup.
I mean, having that, that's one of them deals of you're not going to really, you can still drive to win, but you're not going to be able to lay back forever because then everybody's just going to start one by one. You're going to be out of fuel. But at the same time, we all know if you drive super hard, you're going to use extra fuel. So it's kind of one of them deals like you don't want to not be taking people out, but at the same time,
Yeah. It's definitely something that'll be on the back burner of your head the whole time. Like, am I conserved enough? Have I been able to prolong this as long as I can?
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that was in there.
They had this past year, but even having the 5, it's still, I think that class was what, like 2 hours or just over 2 hours.
Yeah, it was about 2 hours and 10 minutes, but
That's getting some. I don't
Good
know.
fuel mileage.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know
it got
about
hot in
miles.
that fire
But
Yeah.
suit Charlie wears.
yeah.
I said, but it got hot in that fire suit he
Yeah.
wears.
Yeah.
yeah. I got
Speaking
very
of fire
hot.
suits, there's been a lot of discussion about those online the last few weeks. I've wore a jacket a couple times while I was in the car and absolutely hated it, but felt like it was something I needed, especially in the gut and go class where you are risking getting your stuff hit a little easier. I think that's going to become something that's more mandatory.
It's definitely a big topic, which we can ask. You didn't always have one, and you had to wear one at Spring X. So, what was your comparison?
Yeah, that. Granted, I've always wore a long sleeve, and
Right,
Stuff,
yeah.
But
I mean, I
I'm
pretty
not
much
the,
always have
I'm not
too.
the shorts and Crocs type guy. But it's bothersome. You're sitting there in a car and you feel like you're out of your rhythm while you're getting ready to pull on track, but you get in your groove. You don't even.
See, I know, Charlie, you always have one on too, right? Like you've pretty much always had one, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, I started first couple derbies not running one, but there was a bad fire around here, and it kind of scared me. But I think a fire jacket, everybody's kind of evolved around it. I think it's a good thing to sport.
Yeah.
I mean, I've sort of checked into it because, like I said, there's actually shows that are starting to pop up where you have to have it, and I have noticed that they have some that aren't super heavy. So I mean, I feel like obviously still the more heavier one's going to protect you better, but as far as comfort and not being like, I mean, if you're on a brown track, they can have one that's a little bit heavier, but they're more tied in and they're not having to actually move a whole lot. So it's not as big of a deal.
Most of them are wearing cool suits too. So it's
Right.
like an Under Armour shirt that has water veins that goes through it. And
Right.
they got a box beside them that's put ice water in, and it pumps that water, keeping their body heat down. I expect to start seeing that in Derby world.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool because I know we all have been on the track around here. It gets hot, and you run in about July or August.
Yeah.
It's hot in them cars.
I think I'd be burning up right now.
Yeah, I'm already. I get hot enough as it is.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm a fat guy. I don't need any excuses to be getting
That's
hot.
why-
Got that chubby boy sweat.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
why I've always said, as far as times to run through the year, my favorite's like September, October when it cools down.
Yeah.
I don't even mind when it's springtime.
Yeah.
Early in the year.
But then it always around here, once you hit that like June mark, it gets hot. And that 1 year that we ran at Cross's show, it was a scorcher, and then turned around and went to Paoli, and it was just as hot.
Yeah.
Well, if we go any farther, Twisted Metal, which I'm sure it's Robbie, said we're in the process of making fitted fire blankets that go over our gas tanks and battery boxes.
That's
that does
awesome.
not surprise me.
No,
I mean, it's like Cody was saying, it was bound to happen, and I'm not surprised. And going forward, I wouldn't be surprised if, like you said, it starts being more mandatory, and guys start doing it. I think you'll be surprised how many guys just start going ahead and doing it on their own. You
Yeah.
know?
well, if you think back to when your dad ran, my dad ran, and even when Chuck ran, when they ran back in the day, they ran a plastic tank that was in the floorboard in the back seat, not even attached to but there was 2 rules at every Derby, no matter what it was, whether it was stock, outlaw, or whatever, the gas tank and the battery had to be covered.
Mm-hmm.
It was Robbie.
Charlie,
He
your
said,
mom's on here. Behave.
sorry, wrong profile.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it fits for both. I mean, that is definitely a product I see that will take off and go.
I'm looking at too. I know with Robbie being in here, he's actually the one that had it on his snap at Terre Haute. I'm also surprised that they're not doing something about the blankets on the
Training
trainers.
covers.
Yeah, because
And-
that one that he had on his, I mean, that dude exploded that one.
Yeah. And
That was Robert Harder, and he literally made. Granted, it was a real hard shot off the bat, but one hit and it exploded like that and disintegrated your transmission tunnel.
yeah,
It's kind of wild.
Scary
and,
stuff.
And you can go back to even when Dan had
Right.
one doing it at Spring X.
Yeah.
Hey, he had a kind of a burn and some marks on his legs when it was over with. He said, I thought I was hurt for a minute, but adrenaline settled down. It wasn't as bad as what he thought it was. But
yeah.
it's
Safety is definitely coming a long way here quick. I see it just keep getting even better and better as time progresses. As a builder, it's not always something we look at. We want the hardest car to do the best, but in the long run, if you get hurt in a car and you're out of work, you're not going to be able to go build. So I like seeing that side of it, but
I like seeing it for the youth too.
oh
because,
yes,
especially for the
you get
youth,
hurt,
because
you get hurt
Well,
early,
if you
it kinda
start-
spoils it.
If you start the youth out with all the safety stuff,
yeah,
they're going to continue to
Yeah.
use it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be harder on the old guys teaching them new tricks. I mean, it's not.
or even just starting them out, hey, you have to wear this if you get in the car.
Yeah,
Like, you can't get in the car without wearing this fire jacket. Like,
yep.
you know,
Yeah,
if you
all
start
these
them
little
young-
things add up. Every second you can save in a catastrophe like that, I mean, it's going to help.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at, like to hit on kind of what she talked about. Like Charlie's pretty much always had one, which that's perfectly fine. I grew up the same as you all.
Throw a flannel on and go.
Our dads always wore a flannel. When it was real warm, they wore like the thinnest long sleeve they had.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad for years put it on and even roll up the sleeves like 1 or 2 times. Or is it technically had to wear something?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I've always been. Like I'll wear a long sleeve tee or something.
Chris Depro wore that same stinking flannel for umpteen years.
The whole side.
It was long sleeve, but it had more holes in it than it.
If you want comedy, you should have seen him a couple times when they
I
were
thought
calling.
you were going to say should have smelt it.
No, it was horrible.
God.
But when they were calling and he wasn't paying attention to go to the track and him trying to hurry and put that shirt on.
Wrong hole.
There was
Wrong hole.
There was legit like a technique because the whole side was blown out of it. Yeah, it was. But I mean, yeah, I mean, for the whole time I was growing up, that's what they always had.
Yep.
And you back then you didn't really see anybody that wore like a actual jacket.
Yeah, which the price in them have went down so much that
Right.
it's affordable for us, not just for circle track guys.
The only one I remember growing up, Tim Kaufman had one. He was the only one that I ever knew that actually had one.
Yeah.
That was just that you didn't exactly see it back then.
So Charlie touched a little bit on the top 10 drivers of the youth class. They'll be nominated for the youth show that comes up with Hardcore Derby. That show will be this fall, I believe. Don't they do that late fall?
Yeah, it's in fall.
So that'll be a super cool thing to see. We hope Charlie gets in on it and can go rock some up there too. Charlie, you got anything else you want to tell us about, or
Anybody you want to thank?
I'd really like to thank my brother Daryl. He does a lot for me. Like last year at Nationals, my motor setup was tied up in another car, and he let me, without a doubt, just let me run his motor. But him, my dad, my papa Jeff, just everybody in the family helps, and I really appreciate it.
Yep.
It takes a lot to get to the track in general, but it takes a lot
Yep.
to get to the track when it comes to something like that too. So.
Yeah. Especially, do you have your license yet, Charlie?
No, I got my permit.
So, yeah. So you've got somebody that can't even drive legally on the road that is doing this. So it takes a village to be able to get it ready. He can't go pick up his own parts, stuff like that. So it definitely takes a village to get there.
Even for the guys like us who can drive, it still takes a whole group to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't tell you how many times I'll text or call Jordan, hey, if you're going here, you can pick that up. Or like Mason or Walker or Cody
Yep.
or somebody, I'm like, hey, I'm not making it. Can you do me a squeeze and grab that for me?
Yep.
So.
Yep. Definitely takes a bunch to get it done. But yeah. So Bash for Cash this coming weekend. They just posted rules on golf cart. Can't have golf carts with no headlights moving at night.
Speed
16-year-old or speed limit.
Speed limit like 15. Got to have you got to be 16. Nobody on the top of it.
Was that one?
Yeah.
so we've got a rule made for us.
That one time.
What about coolers? Can they still ride up there?
No, it says nothing or no one on top, standing or laying down, which technically he was sitting. So maybe we beat the rule there. Slight gray area. We'll see.
Tim's probably going to watch this week and be like, that's who I made this rule for?
No, that was a long time ago. No, that was, like 2017 or 18, I think?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
He was telling me a story.
Props, though, to the 2 cops that rolled up behind us when we were driving with the person and the cooler on top of the golf cart. They were very, very cool about it. They were just like, hey, can you have him get down? I said, we sure will. Little did they know that I was going to throw him off the top of it and not let him climb down on his
With everything in the cooler. Tim was telling me a story. Apparently, he used to rent golf carts out at himself. he rented them for the show, and he would rent them out to the people that showed up. So it saved them having to transport and made it a lot easier for everybody. He said there was one time it bit me in the butt. He said I rented one to one of my buddies. Apparently they had a little too much fun on it. Found places to jump it and did stuff that we've never done to Pops' golf cart, and went to take it back the next day, and they rented it out. Well, it came back in after that rental, and he got a text message from the guy that hosted, like the original guy that rented them out. And he said, Tim, did you guys weld on one of my golf carts? He's like, no. I said, there's a patch, there's a piece of metal on the bottom of the golf cart. Tim said, send me a picture of it. It was one of the patch plates that he provided for the drivers. Somebody had broke the frame and hack in place. He said, nope, never seen that before in my life. So Tim, if your buddy watches this, I apologize, but yeah, I was cracking up just thinking.
I had a feeling I knew where that one was
Yeah.
going.
As soon as he started talking, I was like, yeah. Was it a taco plate? I think it probably prior taco plate time. But speaking of taco plates, Robbie showed me the secret behind his taco plates. They are different than everybody's. Everybody's is pre-bending theirs. His is made to where you can bend to whatever angle you want with ease. It was genius. I was looking at it when we were standing there at the booth, and I was like just flipping it over, and he walked over and he's like, you know why it's like that? I have an assumption, but what's the real reason? Which I was right in line. But just stuff like that, amazing.
Yeah, if Robbie's still on here, send me your phone number. I will be giving you a phone call when we leave.
He did last game.
I have it.
I
have it.
didn't save it, and I had
got
other
it.
stuff going on, and now it's to the point I need Robbie's
I
phone
got it.
number. So, Robbie,
Here, as a matter of fact,
I'm
I'll
gonna-
send it right now.
yeah,
I
I'm
was
gonna give
thinking
you a
about
phone call when we leave here. Don't ask questions.
This is like taking care of kids around here.
You. But yeah. What day you going up, Charlie?
I haven't talked to Dad totally about it, but I think we're gonna leave Thursday around lunch just because we got a big camper and got a truck and trailer to pull car
Yeah.
with, so I got to get a group of people to go with me.
Yep. I think we're leaving Thursday after work for all of us, so we'll be convoying up.
We're going early.
I thought you had to work Thursday.
No, I told you this a long time ago. I'm off, buddy.
Must be nice.
Jace told me you guys were leaving after you got off work Thursday.
Jace don't know what he's
Jace don't
talking
know what
about.
he's talking about. though.
I do, Robbie. I do. I will again for your assistance. So.
That deal, Robbie.
No. Payment will be given for your services, but nah. You let me know when and where. I'll take you out to dinner.
My comments are failing me today. Usually,
mine lag.
yeah,
I have to
yeah.
go out and refresh it. It's all
yeah,
good.
usually, whenever actually,
You probably still can. Look at that.
hey, there we go. I thought with the guest it got rid of it, but we got it back. So yeah, Charlie, we wish you all the luck in the world. You can hang out with us. We got a few more things to talk about, but if you want, you can dip. If you got anything you want to talk about, stick
I
around.
appreciate it.
Spill the beans if
Yeah.
there beans to be spilled.
Yep. You're our official first guest of the Adrenaline Junkie podcast. So
I was looking at the comments. They're kind of laggy, but Simple Solutions, Robbie. He wished me luck. I appreciate it, Robbie.
yep. Got Andrew Perry wishing luck. The other side of Twisted Metal Motorsports. Not on the first date.
This is why I love this guy. I love that guy.
Robbie was online with Critter, and there were several of them on there a couple nights ago. I got on and was watching, and it was an absolute. Andrew was on there with him. It was an absolute comedy show. I was sitting in here trying to clean and get some stuff done at the business, and I couldn't. I was just laughing so hard. That whole group is,
Full of it.
yeah. Robbie says, "What are you running, Charlie? 03 and up?"
Dude, I wish it was 03 and up.
He doesn't
Nah, I'm
have,
taking.
He doesn't have the 2 things it takes to drive one of those the correct way.
Okay.
We
We're gonna
made
block
Charlie
him out
promise
for a
to be
minute.
good.
Yeah,
and
We're
then
gonna
we
block
do
him
this to
out.
him.
But no. If I don't got the front suspension figured out, but my brother-in-law Joel Freiberger, he's got them figured out. So I'd like to run one because they're definitely hard in the front. But
Yeah,
I'm running a 97 Lincoln.
nice.
that's exactly what he took last year too.
Hopefully, we get the same luck too.
I was gonna say, sounds like he's shooting for all the same gaps as he did last year.
I'll take it.
Derby drivers are not superstitious.
Yeah. Well, I am superstitious as they get. So I mean, I'm talking everything.
I was being completely sarcastic. I'm 1000%. If it works this time, I'm doing it exactly the same the time after.
Yep. But yeah, so we ragged on Charlie a little bit about running a mini just a little bit ago. We've all heard all of us rag Jarrett on running a mini Pinto Power. I'll do it to myself, but I'm doing it with help. I'm running a Camry this year. Shut up.
God.
Oh,
But-
geez.
This guy.
One of these kits right here that we're going to be giving away from Simple Solution, I've already purchased. So all my kinks are going to be worked out because I have not a clue in the world on what I'm doing on a mini car. Had 2 16-year-old boys brag me, not really real bad because they really didn't have to, but it's like, let's go run some Camrys at the fair this year. It's like, no. And then I got a text about a car. What I thought was going to be a $250 car ended up being a $100 car, so it made it even better. Fell right in my lap. So
I would normally tell you that if I could come help, I would, but I don't know the first thing about the car.
yeah,
Not the single first.
yeah.
Don't know
I was
nothing
trying to
about it.
pick Robbie's brain, and I was like, I don't know a thing about Camrys. Working
Not
my
a
intro
chance.
into it, and he goes, I can make parts for it, but I don't know how to build one.
I don't know anything about them. I
So-
know if they're put together right, I know they're hard, but
Yep.
other than that, I don't know nothing about them.
So I'm gonna add all the Simple Solution stuff to it I can, or Yoda Solutions is what those are, ain't they? I think that's what it is. And just pray that that'll help me because I
Put your chin strap on, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Some
Oh.
suckers
They
Prepare
hurt.
to have whiplash.
They hurt.
you don't get whiplash as bad whenever you're the one doing the hit.
No.
So
That's a
Well,
lie.
Yeah.
No, that's
Ask
a
Jace
lot.
Watson.
Yeah.
He walked around for like days like this after we ran
Yeah.
a youth class and we took 3 hits. Huh?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Mini cars are like a complete different breed.
So this is a side note, and nobody will get this except our little group of buddies from around here, as BK would say. Actually, I can't even say it. Never mind. But the ones that know will know his famous last words.
What?
Before he.
Um,
So speaking of that, we've got a couple buddy here that are going through some pretty big stuff. Neighbor buddy down the road had a firework accident Friday night. Lost 2 fingers. Currently in Jewish hospital, recovering from that. So could keep him in your prayers. And then another local kid had I believe, dirt bike wreck, ripped his kneecap off.
Yeah.
So he is in the hospital next door to my little buddy. So keep those boys in your prayers. And there was somebody else, something pretty local.
And there's a bike going by.
Yep.
here's a motor.
But yeah, keep the prayers up for those boys. They're adrenaline filled kids that got the best of them.
We've all been there.
Yep. Oh, the other one, Cameron Fields, he posted something on a story. He's in the back of an ambulance. Not sure what's going on there, but definitely keep Cameron in your thoughts too. He's part of the Fields production crew, so
and he tunes into us quite a bit.
yeah. And he was the first to ruin one of our merch items.
I got one. I did in the process of being ruined, and it was
Yeah,
completely
you had it on the
unintentional,
garage today. I noticed it.
Well, I was just detailing cars out today, but it quickly ended up in the garage a lot earlier, and yeah, so it's all right.
But yeah, that's all I've got. We got Bash next weekend. We'll all but Jarrett be there
Because I have obligations to
Seems like
build cars.
It seems like June, July, everybody's kind of got stuff kind of going on. We're gonna if you may not see all of us at any show or whatever, but we have talked about it. Cody's got a lot of the shows pulled up. Somebody from the podcast will try to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, we all work day jobs.
Yeah.
Hey, we can say that now.
Yeah.
We all work.
Finally.
We all work day jobs. Every one of us here are active drivers and builders.
Yep.
We can say that now too.
So we do the best we can. And
Well, plus, like I think we discussed on one of the shows, I think it was the one at your house. There come fair time, there's multiple shows on the same night in different locations, and instead of us trying to pick one for us all to go to, we've talked about like a couple of us going to one and a couple going to the other one. That way we can cover each one.
Yeah. I'm going to try and hit all the Twisted Metal shows. I believe I can make it happen. There may be a couple that's going to get missed, but I know you guys are going to hit some Paoli shows whenever I'm at different shows.
Well, I plan to go to some of his shows too.
Yep.
Oldham County for sure.
Yeah.
I'm lauding you at Oldham County.
who's going to Oldham County
Jordan just said he was.
to watch?
Oh.
Even if I run, Charlie, I'll watch you in the pits.
Hop off your high horse now.
In the pits. Hey, real quick though, being that you brought that up, let's take this back about 2 years because you did bring up Paoli. You used to talk about pillar parking me for a very, very long time.
I'm still waiting on it.
And we
I'd
have
pay to
still
watch it happen.
yet to hit the track together. That one night, not your fault. That one night you came to Paoli.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I lost the trans and decided to just nuke it in the heat. But yeah, I mean, when are we ever going to get on the track? When's this going to happen?
It could happen anywhere, anytime, any place.
Oh, everybody heard it on the podcast.
I have a 1 acre lot to the side of my house.
I was going to say,
I will pay you guys both to show up so I can bear witness to this in my side yard.
we can do it right here. Like,
I mean, I'm fine.
I think that would be awesome. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't even got to be you two. Let's just derby in the backyard. It
No.
can be all of us.
Okay.
I got a rule set I'm going to make up, and then it's a done deal.
Robbie says, "Don't talk about it, be about it."
Robbie's the head tech and flagman for the two-car
I'm
derby
ready
that's happening in my side yard.
time.
Reggie Promotions.
Reggie Promotions.
I have actually been telling Charlie this for the last 2 or 3 years that he's going to park in me. I'm like, you let me know when and where.
Well,
But yeah, so Robbie, we appreciate the offer for Maple City. I don't believe we got anything that needs to go up there. But if you, like I said, if you need anything to go to Bash, you're only like an hour and a half from my work. So I can run down any day this week if something comes up.
I'll be in his area, not before Bash, but after anything before, or I mean, anything after that needs exchanged. I'll be down there. So
You're taking your enclosed too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Apparently without a golf cart.
Well, we have 2, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Well, I was figuring it was going to be packed with a golf cart, and I
Yeah.
was going to be stuffing around it, so we got room.
Yeah.
So
So you can get a hold of pretty much any of us, and we can
yeah,
hook it up if it's got to be done. But back to that, Charlie, you just let me know. I'm ready, big dog.
All right.
All right, that's enough. All right.
Yeah.
But as always, we've got merch. The ones that the 3 of us have got on, we're stocked with it. The hats that me and I was looking in there, and it was me and Jordan are wearing. We've got those in stock now. Yeah, that one, the one he had on earlier before he got on the show, and then he changed.
Yeah.
Is that the Doughboy hat?
Of course.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Doughboy ad.
Is it? It's reversed, of course. But we got merch. I've got t-shirts on order with the new logo. So hit us up with what you want of that. We're now going to offer that. It's news to you guys too, but we'll have both style shirts.
This style and that style.
Yeah. So let us know if you want anything. But yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see y'all June 1st for the next show.
Couple big weeks in between, but have plenty to talk about on the next one.
Yep. I'm sure we'll end up doing some sort of bash.
Yep.
I'll take the mics and we'll go party.
Already.
Charlie, I'll see you in a
I'm
couple
ready
days.
to party.
That's right.
Says the 16-year-old.
But his version of party is different than our version
Yeah.
of party. So for the camera, at least.
Yeah.
Charlie, again, your mother is watching.
Dr. Pepper sounds really good right now.
Alright.
Well, thanks for joining us,
Thanks for having
Charlie.
me.
We wish you luck.
Yep. We'll be seeing you this week, buddy.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
But yeah, you guys got anything?
No. Like you said, just ready to go to Ohio. I actually told her last night, I said, I wish we could go tomorrow. I'm ready to leave now.
I got baseball tomorrow. I can't leave yet, but I'd leave Tuesday.
Well, we can't.
Do we
even
have a shining star?
Oh,
Yeah, you almost forgot. Good
yeah.
call.
She did it, not me.
I even made a post about it, being that today was our next one. Hey, Smash It shared our. 1 second. Talk about something cool, guys. I got to pull it up.
Well,
What do you mean, pull it
since she came up with it, she's not actually on the camera, but she keeps the whole group kind of put together.
Mother hen in the background.
Not just when we're all together, but when we're not even.
Yeah.
Caitlin.
Yeah, she's this logo designer. Like, she takes care of us.
She's the
Pulled that one out. No one even.
Yeah,
knew
she
that
was holding
going.
out on me.
Yeah, holding out on
I
all
was
of us.
like, all right, cool. Guess I'll marry you now. You know?
Was that a proposal?
No. But no, she does.
Save the date.
Where's the news on release?
She does. She has a big part in keeping us all on track and taking care of us. And she might not be on the camera, but
She has been.
she's worthy of being on the camera because she does a lot of work and it does not go unnoticed. Not even.
She bought a whole iPad.
Well, that's true.
She bought a whole iPad.
Yeah.
That's dedication right
just-
For
there.
stuff like this.
I just wish we would have known about this part a long time ago.
But now we know.
But now we know.
Okay, so
Shining
for
Star.
those of you that don't know, Solar Control Shining Star is a bit we're doing to promote people going above and beyond in motorsports, doing stuff behind the scenes, stuff that's not asked of them, to help the sport as a whole, any of the motorsports. Our first one was AJ Warren. We talked about one of the reasons we added him last show. This one was submitted by a viewer, also one of my very good friends. The only person that I knew at a derby I went to that was almost to be able to run with him again. Really good buddy. But that would be Mr. Josh Woodward. What? There we go. So Josh has ran anywhere and everywhere. He ran down at Bristol, which is where this clip snapshot came from. Super cool. But I'm going to read his nomination, and we'll tell you who nominated him at the end. I'm sure everyone that knows him will be able to tell from part of the stuff in here. So the nomination read, my first Shining Star nominee would have to be Josh Woodward, number 601 of Connorsville, Indiana. Josh is the only son and youngest son of David Sledgehammer Woodward. Josh is the only boy in Dave's original pit crew. For as long as I can remember, Josh has been one of the most sportsmanlike drivers. Before hitting the track, he is one who is willing to help others, make his way around the pits, and talk to every driver, or you will find him spending time with his family. On the track, he is strategical. I cannot speak. I don't know why I decided we needed to do a podcast. Strategical driver by planning his hits and knowing his surroundings. But I know from experience that if he is running with you, he'll go above and beyond to help you if you need it. What was that? And after the Derby, he is going to give you a handshake and tell you good job, leaving it all on the track. In the garage, Josh is willing to teach his older sister new tricks when needed, with a winky face, and never gets frustrated with her for not knowing. He will work his butt off on each and every car that rolls into the garage, but still makes time for family even when he has a deadline closely approaching. Okay, so this is still a quote from her, so he's not. Okay, but whatever. He may be my little brother, but I look up to him so much. Love, number 607, which is Carla Woodward, his sister. Carla is also one of our sponsors that have stepped up and helped us out. So it is awesome seeing the family dynamic of them working together and the love that they have between each other. I guess not first Derby. It would have been my second Derby. I was in a loaner car up in Connorsville and did not know a soul at the facility, let alone on the track. I knew the promoter was up there just trying to help him get a car count. And I made one hit. Josh ended up winning that night. I went over and congratulated him. The one hit I made was because the tranny went out and it was going out on the way to the track. So I just floored it and took out the guy that was running his mouth in the driver's meeting. Tried to take him out. It didn't, but I tried. But Josh won that night. And after that, we became pretty good buddies, going to Bash and seeing him run several years in a row, helping him in the pits up there. He finally talked me into bringing a gut and go car to, this was like the last episode when I was saying taking a gut and go car to a gut and go remastered car. I took a gut and go car to, it wasn't remastered yet, but it was not a gut and go class. Should never have been there, but I went just to be able to go run with Josh, and the entire family is amazing. His dad still runs with him, has the huge, ginormous roof sign that they ran back in the day. Very old school. He's definitely a sledgehammer. So that whole family, I think the world of, and we can't express how much we love hearing that kind of story about Josh, and the character he has on and off the track. So yeah, that's our
good
episode
dude.
2 of Solar Control Shining Star.
Yep.
So if you got anybody you want to nominate, please let us know. We'll be doing another one next month if we have entries. But yeah, I believe that's a wrap, y'all.
I think that's it. If, like we always say when we're going out of town, if you guys are at Bash, come see us. And we'll see you all, would you say June
1st?
June 1st.
Yep.